Morning, everybody. It's 8:33 on this Monday morning. It's the first trading day of June the 3rd. Okay, there's not a lot of news coming this morning before the open. We do have a few little bits of news coming. At 9:45, we have the final S&P Global U.S. Manufacturing PMI. The prior is 50, and 50, as you recall, is exactly neutral. At 10 o'clock, we have April construction spending and May ISM Manufacturing Index, which is also a 50 number, but the prior was 49.2. So not much going on there prior. As far as Asia and Europe, they're both slightly higher. There were manufacturing PMI readings that were from China, Japan, South Korea, India, all showing expansion while Australia remains in contraction. Final May manufacturing PMI readings point to contraction in most European economies. So nothing overwhelming or surprising there. Stock futures, we have the Dow up about 12, we have the Nasdaq up about 100, and the S&P up 15. But the big news today, several pieces of big news over the weekend. GameStop. There is an unverified screenshot of an account that seems to be controlled by Keith Gill. He is of major meme and Roaring Kitty fame for GameStop, showing a huge position in GameStop, $118 million worth. The stock, which on Friday closed down at 23 and change after its run 2 weeks ago from that same area up to as high as 64, is currently trading at 39.99. That's up about $17.50. It has been as high as 47.33. So we'll have to see how that shakes out. In the real world, Boston Beer, symbol SAM, is has evidently been discussed as a takeover, but declined to make any announcement about it. This is a company that was $1,350 a share back when they decided to that their sort of watery sort of beer product, White Claw, was a good idea and overwhelmingly manufactured it. The stock went from a high at the peak of all of the marketers, all of the brewers coming out with similar products, went from 1,350 down to Friday's low, and not in small pieces either. Friday's low of 255. When the announcement came that there was a possible buyout from a Japanese brewer, the stock went as high as 340 on Friday and closed the day at 313.67, up almost 58 or 23%, without making an announcement over the weekend or acknowledging that takeout. The stock has fallen all the way back to 275. Currently, 279, that's down 34 and change, or giving back about 11% of it. Nvidia announced several new product updates. Bank of America reiterated a buy and a $1,500 target. The stock is 1129.99. That's up just under 34 or 3%. Waste Management doing an acquisition of Stericycle, 206.85. That's down 385. Cava downgrade to neutral from overweight at JP Morgan, 90.50. That's down 205. Best Buy upgraded, a double upgrade from to buy from sell at Citi, 87 up 218. And AMD and Taiwan Semiconductor also announcing over the weekend that they were working on new chip designs. AMD 169.37, that's up 247 or 1.5%. Taiwan Semi up 3.5 at 154.5, that's 2.3%. As far as the agricultural futures, um, in last night's letter, I said that the only one that I would buy in the grains was wheat. We have corn basically unchanged, up 2 cents. We have soybeans and the rest of the soybean complex lower, oats lower, and the wheat up 17 cents even at 685. For those of you who are unfamiliar with trading grains, they are $50 per cent per bushel. It's a 5,000 bushel contract. So the overnight move in that from last night when it was slightly higher is $850. Not a bad move. Oil unchanged. Heating oil up a half a penny. Gasoline up 0.8 cents. But nat gas coming back off the mat. I really think that this one is trying hard to make a bottom here. Was down hard last week. Let's go to the daily so that we can see what it really looks like. Down all week for the last, well, actually, after hitting this high at $3.16, has come down for 5 of 6 days, but this morning is 270, 290, 273. That's up 14 cents. That's a pretty decent move for nat gas. Let's see, we have the gold up 7, silver up 20 cents, and the copper up a nickel. I'm a little concerned here. I'd like to see some price stabilization. We took a huge profit in the silver last week, but we have no position there. Cotton down another dollar. This was kind of interesting. The coffee was down $10 on Friday, I believe it was. Yeah, 1065. Recovery high of 237, closing at 222. This morning, bouncing a little to give you an idea of how erratic this can be. We came down and made pretty much several year lows after a move from 2.5, 260, all the way back down to $1.40. And now we're back here, 245, back down again to that $1.92. We don't trade this one anymore because it no longer has an ETF that we can conveniently trade, which is unfortunate because we made great money trading it. Sugar down a little, cocoa is up again, lumber is down 10, but just hanging around that 500 level. The dollar is down 11 cents, Bitcoin up 2,100, a nice move up. It's been in a trading range basically between 60,000 and 70,000. I mentioned that in last night's letter. But you can see 60 to 70 with little peaks above and little dips below. But we did come right down to this 10-week moving average and pop back up. Now we are kind of flagging out, working off the overbought nature of it. I still think it could come down. I'd like to see it around 64, and I'd have to be a buyer there. Okay, last look at the stock futures. The S&P is up about 16, the Dow is up just 8, and the Nasdaq is up 93. Have a good morning, folks. I'll be back later.